Afternoon. It's the appointed time. We have a quorum. I call the meeting to order. Item number 1, matters arising. The Chief Secretary indicated that this is the last legislative year of the term. The government will, as soon as possible, introduce most of the bills in the program in the first half of the year so that members will have more time to read the bills and scrutinize them. He has already urged policy bureaus to support the work of bills committees. That includes the setting of early dates for bills committee meetings as requested by the Secretariat and by submitting responses as soon as possible. The government will also liaise with the Secretariat to make arrangements in order to even out the dates of resumption of second reading debate. Item 2, Legal Service Division reports on bills and subsidiary legislation. There are 5 bills referred to the House Committee in accordance with Rule 54(4) of the Rules of Procedure. 1. Electoral Legislation Miscellaneous Amendments Bill 2025, paper number LS27 of 2025. Legal advice, please. Thank you. The bill seeks to amend the Electoral Affairs Commission Ordinance and the Chief Executive Election Ordinance as well as the subsidiary legislation to make technical revisions to the delineation of the geographical constituency boundaries. It also empowers the EAC to use a recognized procedure to use machines to replace manual counting. The bill will also consolidate ballot paper accounts as well as make related and technical amendments. Please refer to paragraphs 4 to 14. This will come into operation on the day when it is gazetted. In December last year, the panel on constitutional affairs was consulted. Members in general supported the proposals and expressed views. We are scrutinizing the legal and drafting aspects of the bill. The bill seeks to revise the electoral procedures and arrangements of electoral legislation. Members may wish to form a bills committee. That's my report. Thank you, legal advisor. Regarding the bill, members, if you want to set up a bills committee, please raise your hands. Mr. Lai Tong Kwok, Mr. Chen Yong, and one more member. Please record their names. 2. Buildings Energy Efficiency Amendment Bill 2025, paper number LS28 of 2025. Legal advisor, please. Thank you. The bill seeks to amend the Buildings Energy Efficiency Ordinance and its subsidiary legislation to extend the scope of regulation to more types of buildings, including data centers. The bill also proposes to shorten the interval of energy audit from 10 years to 5 years, as well as provide for publication of certain technical information in audit reports. Please refer to paragraphs 4 to 16. If passed, the bill will come into operation on the date to be appointed by notice. In January this year, the panel on environmental affairs was consulted. Members supported the bill and discussed various issues. We're looking into the legal and drafting aspects of the bill. The bill seeks to extend the scope of regulation of the Buildings Energy Efficiency Ordinance to more types of buildings. Members may consider forming a bills committee. Thank you. In relation to this bill, members, would you like to set up a bills committee? If so, please raise your hands. Mr. Chen Siu-Hong, Mr. Tong Lee, Chair, and Mr. Lee Chun-Ko. We have more than 3. Please record their names. We will also circulate a paper. 3. Electronic Health Record Sharing System Amendment Bill 2025, paper number LS29 of 2025. Legal advisor, please. The bill seeks to amend the Electronic Health Record Sharing System Ordinance to expand the functions of the e-health system. This includes renaming the system's name and to expand the function of the scopes of the data, as well as recognize non-Hong Kong healthcare providers for the operation of the system, as well as requiring certain healthcare providers to provide certain information. Please refer to paragraphs 4 to 14. If passed, the bill will come into operation on a date to be appointed by the Secretary. In February last year, the panel on health services was consulted. Members in general supported the bill but expressed concerns. We are looking into the legal and drafting aspects of the bill. The bill seeks to introduce substantial changes to the e-health system. Members may wish to form a bills committee. That's my report. Thank you. Members who would like to form a bills committee, raise your hands, please. Reverend Kuhn, Ms. Chan Ho Yan, Mr. Benson Lok. We have more than 3 members. Please record their names and also circulate a paper. For Supplementary Medical Professions Amendment Bill 2025, LS 30 of 2025. Legal advisor, please. The bill mainly seeks to amend the Supplementary Medical Professions Ordinance and subsidiary legislation in relation to medical laboratory technologists, radiographer, physiotherapists, occupational therapists, optometrists. There will be certain forms of reform. That includes to rename the council to Allied Health Professions Council, change the composition of the council, provide for limited as well as temporary registrations, and to set down restrictions of direct access to the services of these professions. Please refer to paragraphs 4 to 15. If passed, except certain provisions, some of them will come into operation on the date when it is gazetted. In December 2023 and September 2022, the panel on health services was consulted. Members supported the proposal and expressed concerns. We are looking at the legal and drafting aspects of the bill. The bill seeks to introduce reforms to the regulatory regime of these professions. Members may want to form a bills committee. That's my report. Thank you. Those who would like to set up a bills committee, please raise their hands. Professor Cheung Wing Kong, Mr. Tanka Bill, and Reverend Kuhn. We have more than 3 members. Please record their names and circulate the paper. Or 5. Merchant shipping safe and environmentally sound recycling of ships bill, LS 31 of 2025. Legal advisor, please. This is a new bill. It seeks to provide for the Hong Kong International Convention for the Safe and Environmentally Sound Recycling of Ships 2029 that came into operation on the 26th of June to provide a framework of regulation. It includes empowering the Secretary for Transport and Logistics to make regulations and to set down the enforcement powers of the Director of Marine, as well as the statutory duties of certain parties, as well as penalties. Please refer to paragraphs 4 to 13. If passed, the bill will come into operation on a date to be appointed by the Secretary. In December last year, the panel on economic development was supported. Members generally supported the proposal. We are looking at the legal and drafting aspects of the bill. The bill seeks to introduce a new statutory regime to implement the regulation in relation to a recycling of ships. Members may consider forming a bills committee. Thank you. Members who would like to form a bills committee, please raise your hands. Mr. Junius Ho. Anyone else? We need 3. Ms. Chen Siu Hong. Mr. Tan Ka Biu. We have more than 3 members. Please record their names and also circulate the paper. Item 2B, subsidiary legislation. We have to deal with 4 items. Subsidiary legislation gazetted on the 21st of March 2025. Paper number LS32 of 2025. There are 4 items of subsidiary legislation. Legal advisor, please. Thank you. First is LN38. It aims to amend the Pharmacy and Poisons Ordinance to add 10 substances to the relevant schedules. The effect is that there will be restrictions to their sale, supply, labeling, and storage. The panel on health services was not consulted. The airline came into operation on the date of its publication in Gazette, that is the 21st of March 2025. We have not identified any legal or drafting difficulties. Legal advisor, in relation to the notice, the regulation, anyone who would like to form a subcommittee, please raise your hands. If not, please continue, legal advisor. Next one is LN39. Well, these are to tie in with the operation of the Hong Kong Shenzhen Innovation and Technology Park. This is to amend the frontier closed area permission to enter notice to allow certain people, that is drivers of mini buses as well as employees of the technology park, to allow them to enter the Lok Ma Chau MTR station to leave or enter frontier closed areas. For details, please refer to paragraph 6. In December, the panel on Commerce, Industry, Innovation and Technology was consulted. Members generally supported the amendments and discussed certain issues. This LN comes into operation on the 12th of October 2025. We have not identified any drafting or legal difficulties. Thank you. In relation to LN39, members, if you would like to form a subcommittee, please raise your hands. Ms. Wendy Hong. Anyone else? Mr. Junius Ho. Ms. Doreen Kong. We have 3 members. Please circulate the paper. Please continue, legal advisor. The next one is LN40. This is in relation to a commencement notice. This is to specify the 14th of July this year as the uncommenced provisions to commence operation under the Bankruptcy and Companies Legislation Ordinance. This is in relation to the submission of certain documents to the official receiver. Please refer to paragraph 13. We have not identified any legal or drafting difficulties. That's my report. Thank you, legal advisor. LN40. If you would like to set up a subcommittee, please raise your hands. Please continue. This is the last item. LN41. It is also a commencement notice. It is to appoint the 30th of May this year as the Import and Export Strategic Commodities Regulations Order 2025. It was gazetted on the 17th of January this year to reflect the latest changes in the control lists of strategic commodities adopted by international regimes. We have not identified any legal or drafting difficulties. That's my report for LN40. This is a commencement notice. Thank you. Members, if you would like to set up a subcommittee, please raise your hands. If not, let me remind members, if you would like to make amendments to the 4 items of subsidiary legislation, the period of amendment will expire on the council meeting on the 16th of April or the 14th of May by extension. Item 3, business for the council meeting of 2nd of April 2025. This is the latest agenda. That there is a first questions, then Government bills first reading and second reading, namely Banking Amendment Bill 2025, Firearms and Ammunition Amendment Bill 2025, Promotion of Recycling and Proper Disposal of Products Miscellaneous Amendments Bill 2025, 4. Import and Export Amendment Bill 2025, and 5. Housing Amendment Bill 2025. The House Committee will, on the 21st of March, handle the 5 bills. For second reading of government bills, there is the Ozone Layer Protection Amendment Bill 2025. On the last occasion, that is the 21st of March, members have taken note of the report. There are 2 members' motions, one by Mr. Lai Tong-kwok, a motion on enhancing the handling of non-refoulement claims, and one by Mr. Peter Shiu, a motion on enhancing the measures on the importation of manpower. 4. Reports of Bills Committee and Subcommittees. There are 3 reports. The first one is report of the Bills Committee on the Protection of the Harbour Amendment Bill 2024. We will hear from the Bills Committee Chairperson, Mr. Tong Li-tse. Chairman, the bill seeks to amend the Protection of the Harbour Ordinance Cap 531 to provide a clearer mechanism for regulating reclamations of the Victoria Harbour, in particular large-scale ones, in order to protect the Victoria Harbour. In addition, streamlined mechanisms are introduced for small-scale reclamations and non-permanent regulations of harbour enhancement. Members in general support the proposals in the bill. The Bills Committee has held 5 meetings with the administration and has received representations from 18 deputations in one of them. The committee agrees to the proposal to introduce an enhanced regulatory regime for large-scale reclamations, including a mechanism under which the CE in Council is to determine whether the presumption against reclamation is rebutted. However, the committee is aware of views that this mechanism undermines the role of, or even takes away the power from, the court under the Protection of the Harbour Ordinance. The administration stresses that the ordinance does not provide for requirement of approval by the court. The case will be handled only when a judicial review on the decision of a department on reclamation is brought before the court. The administration emphasized that after the ordinance is amended, members of the public can still seek judicial review if aggrieved by a government decision. The role of the court under the ordinance remains unchanged. Given that the Victoria Harbour is a precious natural heritage of Hong Kong, the committee is of the view that the administration must ensure that harbour enhancement work conducted under the streamlined mechanism initiated by private organizations must be in line with the public interest. Members have asked if the administration would require the proposed facilities to be open to the public. Members are also very concerned about how the administration would prevent abuse of the streamlined mechanism, for example, by breaking a large reclamation into smaller ones to circumvent the stringent requirement of the presumption against reclamation. The administration indicates that under the streamlined mechanism, the Financial Secretary must be satisfied that the reclamation is in line with the public interest when approving an exemption. The FS must give full consideration to how the reclamation relates to other ones that have been exempted. The FS may also impose conditions, for example, a condition that the facilities be open to the public. As the consultation process under the streamlined mechanism is not a statutory mechanism, members urge the administration to enhance public participation, including adding a process of consultation with the Electoral. Having considered members' views, the administration agrees to submit the proposed reclamation to the panel on development of the Electoral and make an announcement on the website of the Development Bureau to invite legislators and the public to submit comments in addition to consulting the Harbourfront Commission, the relevant district councils and stakeholders. The administration points out that the harbour enhancement reclamation and non-permanent reclamation generally carry a project cost of over $50 million, which requires the support of the relevant panel and the Public Works Subcommittee, as well as the approval of the Finance Committee. Legislators will be the gatekeeper when considering the proposed funding application. In view of members' comments, the administration will move a number of amendments. These include amending the long title and proposed Section 3(1) of the ordinance to read as a special public asset and a natural heritage of Hong Kong by regulating reclamations in the harbour, and changing the words 天然財產 natural heritage in the Chinese text to 自然遺產 natural heritage to tally with the reference of natural heritage in the English text. The committee support these amendments and will not move any to the bill. The committee has completed the scrutiny of the bill and noted that the administration's plan to resume the second reading debate in the council meeting on the 7th of May. The committee does not oppose to it and will submit the written report later.
Thank you, Mr. Tong Li-Che. If there are no other views, the administration will resume the second reading of the bill at the council meeting of the 7th of May. Any member who wishes to move an amendment, please give notice by the 25th of April, Friday. Second item of report. Report of the Bills Committee on City University of Hong Kong Amendment Bill 2025. Chair of the Bills Committee, Mr. Tommy Cheung, will deliver the report. Madam Chair, the City University of Hong Kong Amendment Bill 2025 is a members' bill tabled by Mr. Jeffrey Lam. It seeks to amend the City University of Hong Kong Ordinance Cap 1132 to replace the President of the Students' Union as a member of the Council of the City University of Hong Kong by an undergraduate student elected from among undergraduate students and appointed by the Council to bring in line the election and appointment by the Council mechanism and to provide for related matters. The Bills Committee has held one meeting with the administration and the university. Members in general support the bill. They are of the view that replacing the Student Union's president as an ex-official member by an undergraduate student elected among all other undergraduates will strengthen the representativeness of the undergraduate member on the council. It will also enhance the university's governance through encouraging students to take part in the university's affairs. In view of the lukewarm response in student union elections in recent years, members have urged the administration to ramp up publicity of the election of undergraduate student representative on the council after passage of the bill. Some members have also urged the university to facilitate the establishment of a regular communication channel between the undergraduate representative at the student union to promote collaboration and to ensure that the views of the student union are reflected in the council. In light of the Legal Services Division's comments, Mr. Jeffrey Lam will move an amendment to the bill to remove any doubt as to the lawfulness of the election before the bill comes into effect. The Bills Committee supports Mr. Jeffrey Lam's amendment and will not move any further amendment to the bill. The Bills Committee has completed the scrutiny of the bill. It also notes that Mr. Jeffrey Lam will move the resumption of the second reading of the bill at the Council meeting of the 14th of May. The Bills Committee has no objection. A written report will be submitted in due course. Thank you, Mr. Tommy Cheung. If there are no further views, likewise, this bill will receive its resumption of second reading at the Council meeting of the 14th of May. Any member who wishes to make an amendment should give notice before the 3rd of May, Saturday. We still need to go through a number of items on the agenda, so I need to borrow some time from the Finance Committee to allow us to do so. Third report, Report of the subcommittee on the 6 pieces of subsidiary legislation relating to the implementation of the uncertificated securities market regime. Chair of the subcommittee, Mr. Robert Lee, will deliver the report. Madam Chair, the objective of the 6 pieces of subsidiary legislation relating to the implementation of the uncertificated securities market regime, USM regime, is to stipulate the relevant requirements on the basis of the legal framework laid down in the Securities and Futures and Companies Legislation Amendment Ordinance 2021. The subcommittee has held 3 meetings with the administration and the SFC and invited written submissions from the public. Members in general support the 6 pieces of subsidiary legislation to implement the USM regime to further enhance financial market infrastructure, its efficiency and competitiveness, as well as protection for investors. Members have raised various concerns, noting that the administration plans to bring over 2,000 listed companies from 4 jurisdictions under the USM regime in phases in 5 years. They've asked the administration about the criteria to be adopted in the phasing-in process. According to the SFC, to ensure an orderly transition within 5 years, the Hong Kong Exchange, listed companies and securities registrars will join hands to draw up a timetable to determine the priority of listed companies in the USM regime. The SFC will also take part in the process. Some members have raised concerns about how the administration would attract securities investors to go paperless. They have suggested that infographic packs be made to explain the merits of the USM regime, or tax incentives be provided to investors. According to the SFC, the USM regime allows investors to enjoy more comprehensive rights as shareholders, as they are entitled to all statutory rights without relying on paper instruments. The SFC will ramp up publicity, including setting up a dedicated web page and holding media briefings at appropriate junctures to promote to investors the merits of the USM regime. Members also inquired whether the implementation of the regime will increase the operating costs of securities firms and whether the administration would give technical support to small to medium-sized firms to help them adapt to the new regime. The SFC has advised that under the USM regime, the existing intermediary structure in CCAS remains unchanged, and no substantial system changes are needed for securities firms. The USM regime should not have significant impact on their actual operations. Members have also expressed grave concerns about the risk control and investor protection under the USM regime. They've inquired about the mechanism to protect investors in the event of system failure or hacking and so on, resulting in losses under the regime. They've also asked whether a redress channel will be established. According to the SFC, a regulatory system for approved securities registrars will be put in place under the USM regime, including appropriate and adequate internal control, risk management, policies and practices, system robustness, and contingency arrangements. Members also note that any approved securities registrars in breach of the regulations will be subject to disciplinary actions, including reprimand, suspension, or revocation of the approved status. It is also a criminal offense if the breach involves falsifying or destroying records with intent to deceive. Members have also made various comments and suggestions on the implementation details, including the requirement for listed companies to keep a register, harnessing technology in communicating with investors, making suitable arrangements for investors who continue to hold shares in paper form, financial requirement for approved securities registrars, as well as any service fees to be charged by them. The administration was open to members' views and emphasized that the objective of the 6 pieces of subsidiary legislation is to set out basic requirements for listed companies and approved securities registrars under the USM regime, with a view to striking a balance between investor protection and operational needs of the sector. The requirements are formulated on the basis of the consensus forged from SFC's market consultation over the past 2 years. Apart from the basic requirements, the SFC may also fine-tune the details through administrative measures if necessary, such as codes of conduct and guidelines. No amendment will be proposed by the subcommittee or the administration on the 6 pieces of subsidiary legislation. I thank members for carefully examining the bill. The subcommittee will submit a written report in due course. That's all from me. Thank you, Mr. Lee. Members, if there are no other views, please also note the report. I remind members that the scrutiny period of the above subsidiary legislation will lapse on the 16th of April. Any member who wishes to make an amendment, please give notice before the 9th of April, Wednesday. Next item. Position on bills committees and subcommittees. As of the 27th of March, Thursday, there are 13 bills committees in action and also 9 subcommittees under House Committee and 3 subcommittees on policy issues in action. On the waiting list, there are 4 subcommittees on policy issues. Item 6. Panel on Security's duty visit to Guangzhou. I invite the chair of the panel, Ms. Carmen Khan, to give a report. Madam Chair, on behalf of the panel on security, I seek the approval of the House Committee for the panel to conduct a one-day visit to Guangzhou on the 24th of April this year. The purpose is to learn about their experience in enhancing crime prevention and law enforcement efficiency, so that the panel may make recommendations to the administration to further enhance its efforts in protecting the public. The preliminary program of the duty visit and the estimated expenditure are set out in the report. So far, 15 members have indicated their interest in joining the proposed duty visit, including 2 non-panel members. The Secretary for Security and the related officials have also indicated their interest. The House Committee is urged to approve the above proposed duty visit and charge expenditure to individual members' account for duty visits.
Thank you, Ms. Kang. If no members want to speak, I ask members to endorse the duty visit. Well, if there are no objections, is endorsed. Last item. Any other business? There is none. Thank you very much. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.